So Dan, if you want to introduce yourself because you weren't on the previous episode,
All
a
right.
quick
Well, I
introduction.
kind of feel that most podcasts have some sort of an intro. I saw the pilot episode last week, so I am a gift of gabber. Whether you love him or you hate him, all are invited to the wrestling bar. My name is Daniel Ray Calantoni, just one of many, many members of this crazy, crazy cult of wrestling fans, joined alongside Phil and the Funk, Javier. Um, I have been watching wrestling since my latest, oldest memory was probably when I was 3 or so, seeing Hulk Hogan going crazy, eating vitamins, taking, saying prayers. And I have like old home footage of me just getting it in there now. Love them or hate them these days, boy. The 80s and 90s were Hulkamania. And ever since then, between the Austin era, even to today, been a fan of the product and the industry as a whole. So, yeah, I've known you fools for a while. I'm sure we'll get into that over the episodes, but happy to be on today. And sorry, I missed episode 1.
No,
Uh,
no, no worries, no worries.
good first job.
Yeah, thank you. So we're gonna do a quick raw reaction. I don't know if you got a chance to watch it. Then I know you were in a date.
Oh yeah, yeah. So watch it the whole time.
The
No,
whole
no.
time.
I caught the highlights.
The
Yeah.
highlights that nowadays with Twitter you can really catch most of the good stuff, right? Well, any thoughts, Phil?
Oh man, explosive. Raw headed into Crown Jewel. I really felt, you know, all the fuel just headed right toward that pay-per-view. I don't feel like it was rushed this time, like normal with the Crown Jewel. I feel like they set everything up. I love the brutality from Big Bronson Reed. I mean, amazing, just amazing brutality. Like he's a monster, and it's believable. And he's destroying Seth Rollins, and Seth was pretty much on his deathbed, had to go to get evaluated. Sheamus, as always, my favorite.
Yeah,
Okay, banger after banger,
yeah.
amazing match with our buddy Ludwig Kaiser. Okay, amazing match, phenomenal. Um, Zelina Vega, put on a show. Ivy Nile, really showed her tonight.
Hmm.
And of course, to follow it up, Dirty Dom, and the Judgment Day.
Dirty
It,
Dom, the sexiest man alive.
it's he doesn't need the title. I really think he's transcended it. That's really, really great. I mean, he's main eventing, as a heel, and it's believable, and we can't stand him. He's getting crazy reactions, selling crazy amounts of merch. Liv Morgan, everything's so slimy and, sneaky. I love it. So I think the product this week was great. That promo by Gunther, when he said he knocked out Randy Orton, it built up for that tag match, right? I felt like this isn't rushed. This is great.
Yep, yep.
And thank you to anybody in WWE leadership. I think they listened to our podcast last week, but Cody Rhodes did not show up on Raw today, and I am glad about that. I'm happy.
I like the brand splits, and I know the brand split does not apply to the Bloodline, but I do like the brand splits because you get a different show,
Yeah,
right? And
yeah,
SmackDown versus Raw,
yeah,
and so there's a better payoff for
yeah.
watching the both shows. So I do like that. I can't see Derry Dunn with the title, with the world title, the big belt. I can see him. It would be super heelish, not against Gunter, of
No, no.
course. But once Gunter loses that to a big baby face, Dominic would be a great one to just take it out from them, without them seeing it coming, right?
Right.
Oh,
So,
exactly. Slimy, dirty Dom with the money in the bank briefcase. The
yeah, something
new
like that.
ultimate opportunist coming in. It's just a matter of time. It's not if, it's when. I do want to say one thing about Raw, and you brought it up a second ago, just very, very quickly there, Javier, and that's the word bloodline. We are on October 28th, 2024. This Bloodline saga has been going on for years. The Roman Reigns era, the now Solo Sikoa era. Tonight, it continues in extremely interesting and unpredictable ways. I found the whole backstage promo storylines of Sammy, the honorary Uso reuniting with the Usos, and just the plot twists and turns and what is Sammy up to behind the scenes. And I think it's very, very interesting leading up to our larger shows in the coming months. And yes, we are multiple years into the saga. I don't know which inning we're at. If you've been following Paul Heyman, I don't care at this point. It continues in extremely interesting ways, and that is commendable to the Raw writing room and SmackDown writing room.
Yeah, absolutely.
I loved those parts of Raw tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's the best storyline in pro wrestling ever. I do think so. It's just amazing. Ever.
So long. I can't completely argue that, Phil.
Yeah, and they don't get, when you think it's getting bored and it's running its time and all that, they go and throw you twists, and Roman took some time away to give it some space, and now he came back, and now they added Sammy and a twist, right? He's talking to Solo on the parking lot, like, oh man, like what's gonna happen here? I don't know. I love it. I really love it. It seems that they're going to maybe switch the main event of each show from like 1 week is the Bloodline, something related to the Bloodline and Raw, and then the next week it's gonna be maybe Judgment Day related, either Rhea or Priest or whatever. So they have like 2 main event storylines. I think on SmackDown they're doing the same with the Bloodline, and then maybe Cody Rhodes against whoever he's facing, Gunther, or so it's always 2 main event stories on a show. I think that's a good formula. Plus all the other stories, man. To me, the highlight of Raw was R-Truth. I mean, R-Truth. Oh my God, he's amazing. He's just the best thing ever. I cannot believe it. He slaps the Miz and what do you say? You're gonna die.
The dude never ages.
That's so really funny. And then he sees Pete Dunne. He said, "Hey Butch, where's Pete?" He's so good. He's so good.
I really want to see what happens with the Wyatt Six and the Final Testament. I mean, they're backstage, had a few segments back there, and the Wyatt Six didn't come out, but you had a little backstage action. You got a little bit from Karrion Kross, whom you love, whom we all can't stand.
I love Karrion Kross.
Let's see what happens. Like, I want to see him really. He can talk. He has the gift of gab. I can't deny it. Let's see what AOP does as far as the brutality, right? I wish they would have just roughed up a couple people back there, I always like a backstage scene. That's just me.
Yeah.
I love a backstage.
Yeah.
The backstage promos, the backstage fighting. I love it.
I think Karrion Kross has this passive aggressive temper on him. Like he's like smiling at you or he wants to really break you into pieces like that. I love that. So I'm hoping that, he's giving a chance now, and AOP too, right? That they're giving a chance. I didn't see Paul Ellering, so not sure what's going to happen there, but I don't think they need him. I like Paul Ellering, but
wasn't he taken out last week too?
He was out last week?
He was taken out last week. Remember, he was taken out.
Ah.
So
maybe that's why. Maybe they're selling it.
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah, maybe they're selling it. But I think that the Final Testament has too many people, right? So it has Scarlett already as kind of like a valet manager. And I know Scarlett is maybe exclusive to Karrion Kross, but do they really need Paul Ellering? I'm not sure. I don't think he adds much value.
Yeah, I think he was a piece in the puzzle, obviously to get some attention on the story and what happened last week. This is something that I've wanted to like Karrion Kross. I get it. I get his history, Killer Cross. Everyone for years and years and years, and even in NXT, Mister Fall and Pray coming in, all the momentum in the world, and just for some reason, call it the riding back a couple of years ago or wherever else, it just never translated well.
Right.
In my opinion, this is kind of do or die. All the pieces are there. You got your muscle behind him. You got your interesting storyline. Yes, you got the most underrated, I'd say underrated position player in all of WWE, The Miz, helping back this storyline. And yes, you got the White Six. I don't know where you take it. I mean, it's kind of like one of those. It's a little lose-lose. You got the White Six. They need more wins. They need that credibility. They're still new and a little fresh, but at the same time, man, Karrion's paid his dues over all these years, and if you're gonna put some momentum behind him, this might be that shot. I don't know where else you're gonna get it. So it's interesting. I do agree, and yeah, hopefully they find that balance. I think he deserves a little bit more of a spotlight than what he's gotten.
We're talking about the tag division and our chat earlier, but
Yeah.
the tag division is really vibrant. The men's tag division.
I think they need help. They still need help.
Need a little
I
help?
think SmackDown's tag team division is in a better shape with Morrissey Machine Guns coming in.
Okay.
For those fans that know them, for all those years in TNA. And they have the Tongans, right, and the Bloodline, and they have more teams than Raw does at this point.
Okay.
And then there's a couple of weak teams that I see on Raw, like to me Finn Balor and JDM McDonough. They're the tag team champions, but I think they're weak as hell, right? There's a weak tag team. And New Day is having their issues. Apparently, I cannot count Joaquin and Cruz del Toro, Joaquin Wild and Cruz del Toro, like a real tag team. I don't think they have done any. It seems they're going with Rey Mysterio and Dragon Lee instead.
Right.
From that faction, that's better, I would think. But I don't see that as a long-term tag team either, right? And what's in that for Rey Mysterio anyway? So. I don't know. I think they need at least 2 or 3 more good tag teams, solid tag teams. In NXT, is there any solid tag team in NXT that they can bring up? I don't think Axiom and Nathan Fraser are a solid tag team. They're already having their issues, it seems. OTM, they haven't been built up. They have potential.
Oh, I know. Hank and Tank.
I was literally on my phone looking stuff up.
By the way, for those that don't know me, I have a fire list wrestlers that I would like to see fire, and Hank is one of them. So, nothing personal. It's just
we should just say this too. Should have it like flash on all the episodes that the opinions of the Funk are the opinions of the Funk. And not the collective there. Not saying that there's not some work with them as a team, but interesting characters. I'll say that. But that tag team division.
What team in NXT is worth bringing to the main roster at this point? Which one? There's no one.
They keep breaking them up.
No.
Wesley and his bunch that could have worked.
MSK.
Yeah, that could have over. But
man,
they broke them up, and I like the fact they did because I hope Wesley becomes the new NXT champ.
Oh yeah, I love Wesley, but not his tag team partners.
No. They were getting there when they came back and had a couple matches, went to TNA. It was cool. Because they had history. You could go back and look at their history and things like that. It was cool. I definitely agree with you on I think on the wrestling side, like the actual performing side, they're pretty good on Raw. They're okay. But I think that the charismatic side, the entertainment side, definitely lacking.
I mean, don't get me wrong.
SmackDown
Raw has AOP, which we know they can be a good tag team based on their NXT time. The Creed brothers.
Talk.
Yeah, Talking, they can't talk really well, but they got Karrion Kross and they
Right.
have Paul Ellering, so
Right,
they don't
right.
have to talk. Then Creed Brothers, they're amazing what they can do in the ring. And they have Chad Gable, right,
Which
to
is good.
talk for them if they need someone to talk.
Yeah.
So there's a couple good New Day if they don't split them up. I mean, they're an amazing tag team. But I think they still need 2 or 3 tag teams, and I don't see in NXT, for example, where can they find them?
Yeah,
I just don't see them.
they're not really available. Maybe they'll get some from external, like they did, with Motor City, right? So
Could be if they can secure the Grizzle young veterans, they can be good. But I seem, I mean, I don't think AEW signed them already. I think they're free agents.
but we're
But
not going
yeah,
to use them correctly. And you're going to end up with like this issue. This is why I love the UK so much. They utilized some of the talent correctly. Like that's why Pete Dunne and Finn Balor just don't translate because they're not supposed to be tag wrestlers. Um, but I think Grizzle Young Veterans, if you brought them over, you're in good shape. I mean, I know that we keep getting rid of Vinci and what's his name
Kaiser?
and Kaiser. We keep
oh yeah.
splitting them up. But to be honest, they were a
That was a good
solid
tag team.
tag team.
That was a good tag team. They
Very good
really-
tag team.
Yeah.
I know that, like, the lights being shined on Gunther right now, which I appreciate. Thank you, because for you guys giving me Cody, I need something else. Okay, somebody more dominant than Cody, who knocked out Randy Orton, legit.
Yeah.
Okay, King of the Ring, pin Randy Orton, controversial, whatever, and then he TKO'd Randy Orton.
But as I told you, he's gonna lay down for Cody in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. 1, 2, 3.
I hope McIntyre like comes out and like kicks him in the face or something, or CM Punk comes and like kicks him in the face or something in Riyadh, and then Cody gets the win or something. Just do something like that.
It's gonna be Goldberg.
That's fine too. Who cares? Him, Lesnar, John Cena, anybody. I don't
Who's
care.
next? You're
Anybody.
next.
I just don't want him to lose legit to Cody. I don't care who comes out.
Hey, another tag team that they can get for Raw?
Oh, those guys.
The Hardy Boys.
How old are they? Are they close
But
to 50?
They're
I
not
just read
boys.
They're the tag team champions on TNA.
I know.
And they won.
They are not boys.
How old are they? Are they almost 50?
They're in their 30s.
Oh, there you go.
Hell no.
Add 20 years, Javier.
His first match was when he was like 16 or 17, Jeff Hardy's first match. So,
Hey, but if they can be tag team champions in TNA,
oh yeah.
they can still perform.
Hell yeah.
And they have the charisma.
They do.
Charismatic enigma.
They do. And I'd be okay with them having one more run or 2 more runs here. That's fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jeff,
One more run. I'm okay with
Yeah.
one more
Boys
run.
are reaching right now. Reaching.
Jeff.
Build some new talent.
We'll hit. No. We'll hand you. No.
Shawn Michaels, save your tag. You're doing amazing with the women's division. You're doing all right with the men's division. Save
Actually,
your
yes.
tag team division. Build up these new boys. Get them on Raw. Get them on SmackDown. Do not rely on the senior citizen center of the Hardy Boys.
No. Jeff Hardy, if he stays healthy and stops playing around, can provide some holy shit moments.
On Raw,
Okay,
not
some
on NXT,
amazing
on
matches.
Raw.
When he breaks the hip. Oh, sorry. I should.
On Raw, they can be good. Not NXT. They don't need them in NXT, but on Raw.
No.
Yeah, on
No.
Raw.
Man,
One more run. One more title run.
I mean, two or three showings a year or something like that. You don't have to be on every PLE.
Yeah. Yeah.
Give us that holy shit moment like you did at WrestleMania. That was dope. They lost the titles the night before, and then they came back over here, and then they won the titles. Nobody saw that coming. That was amazing.
Yeah. And now with the partnership, they could win the Raw Tag Team titles and still be TNA champions. Why
There
not?
you go.
Just surprise us all.
Yeah, I'm with it.
I know that these people in Saudi Arabia go bananas about it if they see the Hardy Boys down there in Riyadh. They love the Attitude Era wrestlers.
Great episode tonight. Good Raw. almost on par with Dynamite, but we'll save that dialogue for a future podcast episode. I'll make it well known that all these other boys have their own little circles about WWE. And I do love the product, as I stated at the beginning of this podcast. I do have some very, very different opinions. We should do a debate, really, and maybe include myself on, who really is the best men's and women's wrestler of all time.